Hello viewers, and welcome to Christmas Eve stream. Why not? A little bit of practice on what else? GT Sports. We're going to play some retro games next week. I considered doing some retro tonight, in fact, but then I thought, let's have a little look at this and see how we get on. So I'm just going to bring your chat up now and just see if we can do that, and then we will be ready to go. So 6 gears in this car. Okay, so I'm braking way too early there. I'll learn how to drive this one. Nice interior. It's a detail. Racy sound to it as well. What else will you be doing on Christmas Eve but having a couple of drinks and watching a bit of Gran Turismo Sport? There's not much else on TV, is there? Let's face it. I thought I would just change it up, drive a bit of cockpit to make a change, and then gradually I'll cycle through the different views. Raxel just bought GT Sport. £14, 24p, it's very precise, and really enjoys it. Brilliant Raxel. Well, I mean, as I say, it's stunning. We've got Patty. Hi Alan, Merry Christmas. Thank you, Patty. And Merry Christmas to you as well. I'm wearing my Christmas jumper. Do you know what? We're going to stop there. We'll stop. What have I done with it? Right, hang on. There was something more. Something more. Let's see. Better. That's better. Right, now we're ready. Now I thought I'm forgetting some race gear, you know, some protective race gear. I thought it's got to be something. Oh, that's come out. Let's get that back in again. That fits over my ball. It does. There we go. So, and what are the other races this week? We'll take a look in a moment. Actually, one of them's this track, which is Fuji, a track I can't say I necessarily enjoy. I've never liked this circuit, but just having a cruise round and learning how to drive it. No races tonight because, as ever with these races, I'm still at a beginner level compared to a lot of the guys that have raced these tracks many times, and for me it's fun when I learn a circuit rather than somebody might say to me, well, how can it be you learn anything when you've driven this circuit before? But every car is so different. I don't like the way the power cuts in there. Oh. As you will have seen on Brazil the other night, you know, you start off sliding all over the place, and before you know it, you find your speed. Let's see now. Michael Martins is there. Hello, Michael. Merry Christmas to yourself and to everybody watching. Hope you've got all your presents wrapped. Remember, get to bed early. Father Christmas is going to come tonight. And we've got a new follower as well. I just missed the name of the follower. You must say hello in the chat. And do you know what? Let's bring the chat up on the screen as well so you guys can see it. Let's bring that up. There it is. So it's a bit of chat. Okay, so that's too late on braking. So let's see, we've got actual vision in here as well. Here he is. Hello, Luke. What are you doing, Luke? On gaming 7 days a week. You really are a machine. And if any of you haven't seen Actual Vision before, he's a commentator, runs lots of races, e-sport races and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been an amazing year. What a year it's been. What a year it's been in terms of e-sport action. And for me, just getting into the driving again myself online recently has been great. You know, I've really enjoyed it. I have to admit, this is not a circuit I like, but as I say, I will work on it. Oh, I see what's coming in there, traction control. Okay, let's exit from that. I was thinking something isn't right there. Let's get rid of that and make sure we've got the right tyres. So great to see you all watching tonight. What are you doing? Enjoying your mince pies and a nice cup of tea, I hope. I'm having a cup of tea here as well while I'm driving. Here we go, let's just tune this up. And we'll be able to at least do a lap time that's not terrible. Let's turn this down all the way just to see what that's like. Oh, that's not what we want. That's better. I thought something was up there. I thought this is quite slidey. This car. We've got Musical Chris in the room as well. Hello, Musical Chris. Oh, Merry Christmas to everybody as well. Isn't that nice? But the jolly Christmas jolliness is what we all need this time of year. And some racing as well, why not? Automotive goodness. As I say, nothing on TV, but instead you've got Radio Alan to keep you company. And what more can you have than Alan time trialling at Fuji? Probably one of the most boring courses you'll race around. Ooh, wow, the car, it's amazing that you turn off that traction control, it comes alive. Using the bonnet can today, I thought I would see what it was like driving with this. Obviously I normally use the bumper can. But I've been watching some of the other experts play, and if they're not using the hind car, they're using this view. And this car gets away from you so easily, doesn't it? Goodness me. Rotation around there. Hit one of my marker cones, which is never good. It's better. It's better. So, what games are you guys playing at the moment? What racing games are you guys playing? What games are you going to be playing that's non-racing as well? Let's talk non-racing for a change. What other games are you guys going to be playing at Christmas? Let me know. I've got my braking point all wrong for that corner. We'll find it eventually. You're probably like 10 seconds off the pace. But that's okay. Tried to go a bit too hard in there. Oh, I hear those tyres. And Ramos wants me to Tsukuba TT. Love that course, absolutely good course. At the moment I'm doing this one because it's in the weekly races, and I just want to make sure that when I do my weekly races that I'm not terrible. I've also got my third FIA race coming up in a couple of days as well, on Boxing Day. I'm happy to say I won my past two. Okay, that's fine. See, this is why we do practice. So when you do the actual races, you don't want to do that, you see. This car is quite strange because it feels like it has a... Do you see how there's partial power in the wheels there, but there's no engine note? That's what's making this car hard to drive. It sounds like I'm not on the power. Do you hear that? It's almost like there's no power going to the engine. If you look at the accelerator, I'm at, I don't know what, 20–25%. So you really do need to go, and it's quite an interesting car to drive because so you've got a point just about half power, which is where you want to position your throttle when exiting corners. And that's something that you can practice when you're doing lap times, is to try and figure out where in the power band good power is to get you through a corner, to keep balance and stuff like that. And you can let's see now, what do we got here? We got Patty didn't like this track on GT, P cars, etc. until a few weeks ago. Got the hang of it. Activision's got to go. Got to vacate living with Santa Claus. Have a good tomorrow, mate. Sure, I'll bump into you next year. Good to see you, Luke. Really pleased to see how well you've done this year in Activision, and have a great Christmas with your family. Thanks for tuning in, and always feel free to say hello and check out a few of the streams as I get into streaming some of the new games as well when they come up. There's lots of action to come this year, and I'm sure I'll see you round. So have a good one, and Patty as well. And Patty feels bad. He's told his family he's going to a party on Boxing Day, but just wants to do the FIA races. Yeah, it's been exciting doing the FIA races. You can feel there's way more pressure doing the FIA races than any of the others. It really is, you know, a lot more pressure in terms of doing those races, isn't it? So let's just see if we can be sensible now through this section. No, so I've got my rotation slightly wrong there. So you want to straighten your wheel before getting the power down. I've got Phil Morris there as well. DCS and VR, it's amazing. Which one's that in VR? Is that DCS? Which game is that? Drive Club something? We've got JX Drift in the room as well. Been playing Carmageddon, Max Damage. Carmageddon, Max Damage, eh? I'm not even concentrating on the driving at the moment, but that's alright, we're still learning. Carmageddon, Max Damage. I don't know what you guys see in that, goodness me. I know Kevin's played a fair bit of it as well, I think. Next year though guys, Wreckfest. Wreckfest is going to be ace next year. That's going to be a lot of fun on console. So, I don't know what the target time is, probably like a 1:20 or something. So we'll probably have a long way to go to catch that, whatever the target time is. So can't get in the power when rotating, that's interesting there. Okay, so what we want to do now, we've got Jerry K in the room as well. Hi Jerry. So we've got a bunch of you now in the room watching. What have we got? 32 of you sitting there watching a little bit of Gran Turismo on Christmas Eve, and why not? Right, so this hat is incredibly hot, I will say. I probably won't wear it for long. Just pull it off a little bit. It's okay when you want to keep your head warm, but when your head's already warm, it's boiling. We're wearing the Christmas jumper here as well, and why not? Something to wear on the Christmas streams. keeping me company this evening, and I'm keeping you company, and we're enjoying a bit of Gran Turismo. And it's been sort of a learning experience, isn't it, this last couple of weeks? You know, I've not put any time into a game. Normally I move from game to game to game so quickly that don't really get the chance to third gear corner. It must have been a third gear. Car just literally. So this car really needs to be in the right gear. It doesn't have a lot of torque if it's not in the right gear, does it? We've got Jerry K just subscribed as well. Hi Jerry. Thanks Jerry. And if you guys haven't checked out, there's loads of videos on the channel, including Dirt 2. Got lots of exclusive footage of that. Dirt 2 is going to be a big one we're going to cover in the new year, and that will be great fun. Bob Jenkins is in the room. Still been of Dirt. Bob Jenkins, Dirt Rally's looking good. And Merry Christmas, morning to all, living in Australia, and the future is great. And the future is great this time of year. The weather is great as well. So let's see if we can put together some of what we learned. I find the Ghost a little bit off-putting here, but improving a bit on our time there, just learning the gears for the corners. We were a bit slow around turn 1, lost a fair bit of time there. So a little bit of improvement, but still a long way off of where we need to be, picking up those corners. There's a lot more aggressive braking, and then that will take us down into the 120s once we hook that up. And Jerry K says, no problem, we have talked a long time, but forgot to sub to me. And you know what, I'm reading comments. That's okay, Jerry. I'm glad you finally subbed. You know, it's good. Subscribing to the channel supports what we do. I always really appreciate it. You know, every one of you that subscribes. You know, all the racing games we cover. And as I say, yes, right now I'm getting into Gran Turismo. That's not to say there's going to be lots of other games on the streams. You're going to see lots of retro in the year ahead. You're going to see Formula 1, doing a Formula 1 career. I'm going to work my way up to at least the A rating on Gran Turismo. I'm confident of that. You know, I'm not going to go all the way to the top because, quite frankly, I just don't have the time. Done. Gone for a better lap then. Bob's just saying only 41 degrees centigrade today. Lovely. Oh my goodness. That's just hell to me. That's just hell. I do not survive well in hot weather. Hard enough with this hot Christmas hat on, let alone 41 degrees. And you guys have giant insects as well, which is something I'm always conscious of in Australia. Did you see Mark Webber's tweet this week with the giant snake in his garden? I mean, in Australia that stuff just seems normal, do you know what I mean? It's like, there's a big snake in the garden, yeah, whatever. So we're a little bit behind where we need to be, but there's two parts of racing. Part one is being quick and understanding the concept of being quick, and then part two is consistency. Now right now I'm just trying to stay on the track and find some consistency, and then once we build up a little bit more in the way of consistency, then we can really start to understand where the grip is. And interesting how the car has very little torque in that final corner, isn't it? Is that a second gear corner? I wonder. So, Bob, we were just talking about what games people are playing, racing games and non-racing. What games are you playing at the moment? Way how to drive this without getting bags of wheel spin. Wow, catch that. Concentrating on this lap just to see if we can I don't know if the shift down was right or wrong, but this is one of those sort of seamless gearboxes, I think, where hopefully it will make a difference. Improvement again, but not where we need to be. Not where we need to be. In a minute we're going to look at what the top guys are doing. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Right, let's jump out of that for a minute, and we're going to have a little look at replay and a quick swig of tea. And I'm just gonna loosen this hat on my head because wow, it is hot. It is hot. Okay, so let's get stuck in. So it's still a way to go in terms of improving. So let's see now. Bob's playing Red Dead Redemption 2, Forza Horizon, and Ride 3. That hellish Ride 3. Jerry K's GT Sport all day long. And what have we got here? Raxel saying GT Sport, Forza Horizon 4, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. That's 2 votes for Forza Horizon as well. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'm interested to know what you think of Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Bob's playing Tomb Raider as well. I mean, I think it looked pretty cool in the trailers, but I have no idea what the final game is like. I've had mixed opinions. Some people feel that the other 2 Tomb Raider games before it were better. So I'll be interested to know your opinion on it so far. Not using all the track there at all. So you can see there's loads of extra time to find on these laps. These are just learning the course. Great looking car. Let's get out of this and just take a look at the other laps. The other laps by ranking board. Let's see. Top 10 stars. Look at that. So they're doing 128s. So big speed from those guys. Let's back out of this and take a look at what they're doing. Grab it in the sale. What sale though? On Xbox, on well, I suppose if I bought Tomb Raider, it would be on the Xbox One X. let's go into this. So these are the 3 tracks this week, guys. If you don't know here, what do you got? Le Sars, Mount Panorama, which is a circuit I've never been very good at. GR4. We'll take a look. Just qualifying. We'll have a quick look at it. I don't know the gears or anything, but oh no, it's going racing hard tyres. We're going to change that straight away. This hat is hot. So Bob's only an hour or so into Tomb Raider, not sure yet. I'll be interesting to know actually. Tomb Raider is a game that appeals to me, as does Red Dead Redemption. It's just the problem with Red Dead is the time it takes to actually get into it. So my time right now is on this. Lido's in the room as well. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, sir. If you, Lido, if you let me know, I'll investigate. Let me investigate your when you register. Is it? How did you spell it on the website? And then I can find it. If you can let me know how you spelt your username on the website, and then basically you'll have to come on chat, and I can tell you here, or contact us on the contact us form, and I can let you know if I can change it. If I can't, I can just delete it, and then you can re-register and get it right. Get it right. I'm always on the forum, by the way, so even when I'm not on here, just say hello. Oh no, I've got the wrong tyres. Let's just change those tyres, because can we change the tyres there? No, exit. This jumper, this is actually a very warm Christmas jumper. Let's just change that to, oh okay, so we've got to do hard only, right? Okay, that's hardcore, you know the score. So let's take a look at this. And stop there, Lido. So that's how you've got it spelt, Lido. How do you want it spelt? And I'll sort that out. There we go. I'll take a little photograph and then I'll remember later. So that's how you spelt it. How do you want it spelt? Just Lido without WR. Raxel's not starting Tomb Raider until tomorrow. This is a circuit I'm not very good at. When did I play this circuit? I used to play this circuit a lot in Toka Race Driver 2, which a game I absolutely loved at the time. Okay, let's just start that again, shall we? We've just come out of a racing car, got into this car, and it's completely different in terms of braking points. Wasn't terribly quick, more sensible than quick. Bob, you should check out Metro Exodus. Metro Exodus does look good, and in fact I'm going to have some exclusive footage of that very soon on the Team VV Games channel. So I'm going to start doing some non-racing on there as well, mainly retro stuff, but okay, that's not the braking point, that's okay. It's amazing when you watch people who are really good at this circuit. Just a circuit I've just got to get my head into again. Time to learn it all. I remember when I first saw this in a race many years ago now. Must have been, well, I don't know what year it was, but how much it blew my mind watching V8 supercars going on. This must have been 20 years ago or so, in the 90s. And I don't know why, but there was something more visible to 90s race cars than almost is today in a way. There's something, especially about a lot of racing in Australia. The V8 cars really are crazy. Is this flat? It is. I'm going to brake here. No, we don't know where the braking point is, so we've gone off. It is an evening of learning, viewers. An evening of learning on Christmas Eve. There are ghosts out there. Father Christmas is doing his thing. But fear not, you're safe with me. Enjoying Gran Turismo Sport and doing some lap times. After this, I will watch some ghost stories on BBC 4, have a cup of tea, mince pie, go to bed. Be sensible. Now, let's see. Did you give me your username that you want? I didn't see it in the chat there, so if you've already given it to me, let me know. I'll have a look in a moment. As I say, if I can't do anything, I'll just delete the account and then you can re-register, which might be the best way to do it. So we've got to go get the car in earlier there. So we're gradually learning this and then we'll be ready to go. Well, I say that, we won't be ready to go straight away because we're still learning these tracks and these courses for this week. Last week was good, wasn't it? I enjoyed that last week. That Tokyo circuit really spoke to me. Just trying to decide which one I'll put my time into this week. Raxel drinks a ton of beer. Good man, good man. Lido saying delete the account if you can. I'll make it again. No probs. I'll delete the account. I'll delete the account and then that's easier for me actually. Now you've said that, it's a bit more practical. This is not going to be a comfortable race for me, is it? I can tell already. This is let's see if we can improve this time. So, given it's 24, we're probably aiming for like a 2:16. So we're a long way from being good enough to maybe I should have done that in third. Got that completely wrong. Every time. I can stay in third through those corners, I think it worked for me. I should look at an expert's lap straight away, but for me there's a big part of this whole driving experience is learning the courses myself, learning the gears, learning the courses, finding some pace, and then when I go back and look at the experts, it's great because it unlocks a bit of speed. And we've got Dan77 UK, hello viewers, hello Dan, and welcome to the stream. Just doing some practice for this week's races and trying to understand, we've gone off again, where the braking points are. And we've got JL162 now following as well. Let's try this again now. So that's on Twitch. So this has been broadcast on Facebook and Twitch. And right, shall we focus and stop crashing for a minute? Let's just see if we can just start connecting the dots now and put in a lap that's quite a few seconds quicker than that if we're going to get anywhere. Okay, so I better turn one this time. And what shall we do? Shall we do? Oh, really? Yes, the Raptor's talking. Alan. Cool. He struggles up the hill, doesn't he? Couldn't get on the power early enough there, and I made a bit of a mistake. On the power too early, and you see they have lost all of my advantage. Still going too quick into that corner. So we've still got to learn these sections. It's proving tricky, isn't it? It's proving tricky, but like all tracks, you don't start off just doing it all perfectly. You've got to do lots of laps and try and so Audi's in the room as well. What are you driving? I'm driving the Lamborghini. In this particular track, I'm driving the Lamborghini Huracan from Group 4, same as we were driving last week. Hence why I thought, well, let's have a look at this, because at least I sort of understand the car, even if you know, it sort of helps with getting used to the car and track. I'm always impressed with how good people are online at this game. I mean, everybody's so good at it. The level of competition is so high that you can't just go online and expect to do well straight away. You know, you're going to need to practice. But this is fun. This is fun. This is just a bit of enjoyment this evening. Yeah, GT all day does make it hard to guess sometimes, doesn't it? Third gear. I should have been third. I should have held it longer in third there as well. Broke way too late. Oh, frustrating course to learn. It's funny, but when you learn a course, you say, well, you know the course, but then you come back to it in a different car and it just feels like a completely different beast. So we'll get there. We've got the speed to every section. It's just about hooking it up. And now we know not to go on that curve anymore. And Gary Clark is not a fan of Gran Turismo Sport. Why don't you like it, Gary? Why don't you like it? What would you like to see on the channel? Is GT ever going to have a decent cockpit view as well? Betty's saying. Well, that's the question, isn't it? That's the question. Let's get out of that and retry. That's the question, isn't it? Is it going to have a good cockpit view? Really difficult to say. They don't seem to be responding to calls to add proper cockpit controls. If the option was in the game to move the field of view, I would always drive in cockpit, because it would give me a nice authentic feel, because I've got my wheel. Interesting, that is, isn't it? Much better pulling uphill, didn't it? So that worked better. Holding in the gear longer before changing is working much better on this car. Just about made it. Don't want to hit that curve now, do we? So gradually piecing together the track, learning bit by bit. Now we've just got to get this braking point right, which is a bit tricky. So we're going to brake just after the 150 metre board, and hopefully I wasn't holding in the gear long enough there. Should have been second. A lot more speed to find through that corner as well. Taking it quite easy because I oversteered. So gradually improving there. Oh, actually, I'm just going to pause that because the chat has paused on my screen. I can see that it's streaming. Here we go. Slight problem with the chat there. So, what do we got here? Andy says, okay, car's quick, but negative canvas, setting about 2 to get the balance through the downhill and trail braking. Thanks for that. I'll have a look at that. Oh, it's Audi, sorry. Gary Clark says, Seto Corsa Dirt Rally and Project Cars 2. We'll be doing a fair bit of Dirt Rally 2 in the coming weeks, but I'm saving all the rallying for Dirt Rally 2, so people don't get rallied out. See, we don't need to be the quickest in this. We just need to... damn. We just need to find consistency. That's all we need to find. In my experience racing online so far, consistency will get you more really scruffy lap, this one, isn't it? Consistency will get you more than just being quick. Because so Bob has started modding on Assetto Corsa. I mean, Assetto Corsa is designed for mods, really. Once you get into modding, there's a whole wealth of cars. I would love to have more modded content on the channel like that from Assetto Corsa, but there's only me doing it, and we are always looking for people who want to commit and do some video content and written content on the channel as well, on the website. But it's a lot more work than people realise. I think when people think, oh, it's a lot of fun, and it's never just about sticking to one game a lot of the time. It's, you've always got to cover sort of 3 games maybe, because terrible corner that time. Def says cars still sound like vacuums instead of Porsche and Nissan, and we get Hoover. Absolutely. The cars sound better than they did, but they're still too whiny. There's a lot of these cars, production sports cars, have way more grunt. They're much more angry when you're in them. This isn't, you know, as I would imagine it. I mean, have I been in this car? No, I haven't been in this one. But I've been in a few of these Group 4 class cars, and they always sound like they're a bit more under the bonnet. Damn. Getting there though, aren't we? We're making progress. Got to break more for that though, haven't we? No way to go quick. This course is quite funny in the sense that it has sections where it dares you to go quicker, and there really isn't much like round that corner. There's just, you've got to be slow for it. Now, Ludo's hesitant to order Dirt 2.0 after Dirt 4. I can understand that. Having said that, I think one of the big problems with Dirt 4 that was clear to me before the game was released was visually didn't have enough, how much variation would be in the game. That's one thing in terms of the rally creating system they had. The other problem I had was you had these like dirt tracks, and in the preview we actually did all of them. And it's like, oh, there's only 3 tracks and they all locations and they all sort of look the same. I think that Dirt 2 will change that. I wasn't changing gearing, I was thinking about other things. So we're gradually finding some pace, aren't we? As long as we get it down into we need to get to 216s. I think once we're to 216s and we're regular, that's when we'll be ready to actually do some racing. And the objective is just to not come last. I found that if you get yourself into a consistent pace that's not terrible, you'll just go round and round, and you'll be okay. So obviously we're not there yet, because until we're able to take this consistently quickly, no point entering a race, because all that will happen is when you go into the race, you'll do exactly what I did there. And there. You'll let's try and get this downhill section right. So, had it right earlier. Gradually putting that together. Wishbone would rather play Dirt 3. I thoroughly enjoyed Dirt 3. I thought Dirt 3 was a brilliant game. I love Dirt 3 because it knows what it is. It's an awesome action sort of arcade action racing, but with, I don't use the term simcade because I call it, because technically it's an assisted sim. So that's the term, the correct term to use, viewers. Not simcade, it's assisted sim. And you say, well, how can a game, what it is that when they make some of these games, you say, well, it's not arcade-like. They start off with a full simulation model, simulation physics, and then they think, oh, but the big problem is a lot of people can't play it, it's too hard, they don't understand tire temperatures, they don't understand that if you touch the grass you're going to spin out, so we've got to make it easier. So then what they do is they add in assists to prevent certain things happening, to make it easier to drive. So there's a full simulation system in there, it's just not a real simulation system anymore. Come on, overtake him, scum, overtake him. This corner, I just don't understand it. Let's attack it. Okay, that worked. Okay, that was a bit risky. And got it wrong there. Damn. This is where hard tyres are so frustrating to use, is they don't have the kind of grip that soft tyres, and we are using the hard tyres at the moment. Wraxall was border dirt 4 in 2 hours, let's see, what do we got here? Wraxall was border dirt 4 in 2 hours. And I can see why. I mean, for me, I didn't play much Dirt 4 either, really. I got it, we played it a bit to do the team chat at the time, and but you see how we've improved in this stream. Yes, we're bumping walls, but we're getting better every time. We're learning things about the car. That's what I want to get more people into realising that they can compete. I mean, a lot of you watching are far better than I am at these games, and some of you don't even know it. You just, if you played it, put it all together, used your skills, you'll see quickly everything coming together. Try and be sensible this time. Too fast. Challenging, just trying to get that just right, but we're nearly there anyway. The good news is a few more laps and we will get this together. Come on, reset me. Oh, right, don't reset me then. What have we got here? We've got cold tea, bit of cold tea. Rehydrate. Let's just take a look at some of your comments. Wraxall can't play with the ghost on, it's too off-putting. It is very off-putting. Bob Jenkins noticed the reply, noticed it in Alan's chat box. Sorry Bob, which one was that? Did I miss your... Through the 80s trailer looks good, by the way. Some good cars there as well. Wishbone put 150 hours into Dirt 4. 150 hours into Dirt 4. Wow. But 1,600 hours into LUUL. What's that? Wishbone's at the Dirt Rally. Good man. I mean, a lot of you are. I mean, Dirt Rally is going to be one I'm going to play a bit when I get myself sorted. Max was a little bit worse than me. 10 seconds a lap worse. Well, that's nice. At least I'm not terrible then. And neither are you. Because do you know the funny thing is, most of the population of the world playing this game, probably about 1 million people, will never be that great at it. So we've just got to keep practicing, keep getting that knowledge from my camera's moving slightly, isn't it? Keep getting that knowledge and just getting quicker and quicker and quicker and being amazing. Right. Oh, you know what? I was looking at the Mimi laugh and not my track there. Sorry, Wishbone. That was your fault, Wishbone. Right. 700 plus on Dirt Rally 1 for Bob Jenkins. You guys are hardcore Dirt Rally people. So Dirt Rally 2, I will put some time into Dirt Rally 2, a bit like you're seeing on GT. There's no point in just doing a couple of runs. I'm going to do rallies, I'm going to do the career, play a little bit online, and what I'm going to try sorting out eventually is the plans for how we're going to do daily streams, what times those are going to be, and let's try getting this downhill section right. So the 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, braking, turning in, full power, slow to the first section, 3rd, 4th, balanced, lifting, braking. Lifted off the brake a little bit there, and I shouldn't have, and I'd have been perfect. Okay, so let's try and memorise that. So what's going on here is not a driving test, it's more a memory test. And every time you go round, you not only learn the gears and the type of acceleration, but you learn what to do when you do something wrong. And that's a big part of racing. There's occasionally, even in my FIA race in Brazil, at one point in the race I made a mistake and I got on the power too quickly. Luckily, I just knew what to do to right the car quite quickly. You'll see a lot of drivers, you know, right their cars as quickly as possible. And a big part of driving is knowing that as well. Joe Tate liked that sector. It's a very good sector. So we just have to so let's try and hook up now. Everything we've learned, stay in this gear as long as we can now, just to 16. It's better using more of fuel. On. concentrating a little bit here, guys, and then see if we can put together all what we've learned. And then after that, the next test after this will be consistently running it, and then when we know we've got a consistent lap, then we know we're going to a race. Now, going into a race is too deep. Lost half a second in that corner alone. Look at the time changing. Oh, that's terrible. But we're learning. Better though, better. Improving every time. Into the 216s now. So, where we thought we would be, I think I was saying earlier, wasn't I? 10 seconds I said we had to find. And we're going to find it. So, improving all the time, but we made mistakes on that lap as well. So, I would estimate that we've got another two seconds that we can find on this lap. Now we're just going to try and, so going deep in that corner didn't help. We're going to go a bit wide this time, cut in. On the power bit early, that was a bit risky, but works for us. Smooth on the tyres, attacking the corner, waiting for the gear change to max up. Slight lift, but we're okay. And we hit the wall on the inside. Damn. We're getting there, aren't we? We're finally starting to pick up a lap now that works. So slow in that first section. You just got to go slow through that section, haven't you? There's no extra speed to find on that. Consistency of the lap is not there. And going slower through those slow corners. So we've got Matt MGS in the room as well. What's my thought this week on Wreckfest? There's a lack of these types of games at the moment. It is a shame, isn't it? You would think there'd be more variety, but there isn't much variety at the moment in terms of racing. I would love more open wheel cars in Gran Turismo, actually. I'd like to see more. Wreckfest, I think, well, having played it on the PC, it's been a while since I played Wreckfest. I really enjoyed it back in 2013 when we first played it on the channel. And then I went off it, and then I sort of enjoyed it more again as I added more cars and tracks. And it expanded. But no, I think Wreckfest is great. Amazing damage model on it as well. And Bob's showing off some Porsche footage there. And Bob Jenkins went, okay. I don't know what the link was, Bob. So we're getting quicker. Might have changed a bit too soon, but we're okay. Right, let's get this braking right. Nearer to the 150 yard board. Let's see if we can do this and get into, at least get into the 215s. Now the top guys in the world will be even quicker than that. I'll never catch them, but that's not my objective at the moment. My objective is simply to be... Damn it, that's a real shame. That's a shame. Caught a bit of grass and away we go. Oh, so frustrating. So we start again. But again, that can happen when you're racing. So it's good that you make those mistakes now. Reeling him in through better gear shifts. That's what's interesting. There's quite a bit of power in the high band. Too late in my braking. Trying something there, it didn't work. So perhaps this could be my race this week. If I can just get my head around it. Still want to break a bit down this section. So last time we saw the grass. Oh, the grass really affected us, obviously. Let's see if we can improve. And on this Christmas Eve stream, going into the corner and. You can see the time I took out of myself. Look at that, quite a lot. So comfortably into the 215s. So let's see if we can hook it all together now. And then I'll catch up with more in your comments. Scandinavian flicks aren't appropriate at Bathurst. No, it doesn't always work. So uphill, you can say, it really pushes the engine. Too tight on the entrance. Compromise my exit badly. Look at that. Lost 3/10. Oh, painful. Right. This is what practice is all about. So when you see me racing, hopefully you won't see me losing and crashing constantly. That'll be how well I did that corner before. So I did that bit right, even if I didn't do the other parts of the circuit right. But I'll make a big mess of this next section, so I should overtake myself here. Stayed in third that time, I thought let's go for it. I got turn 1 wrong. Ruined this lap. And it's good that also, one thing that's helpful now is that you guys can see the chat on the screen, because sometimes, and typically there's none tonight, sometimes there's lots of chat on Facebook and Twitch, and it just seems like I'm talking to myself. But since I've run the chat on the screen, it's been super quiet on Facebook. I can never understand why. Did it again. Did it again. You think you've got something nailed, and then suddenly you realise, oh, I'm out of kilter somewhere. This is all part of it though. Good qualifying helps a lot with these sport races, I can tell you that. Too quick was my third section. This is so steep in real life. Bob, you've been to Mount Panorama, have you, to check it all out? Do I watch Fail Race? Oh, so it's a Wishbone. I've met Fail Race. We went to an event a couple of years ago actually, for Seto Corsa, where we drove Nissan GTRs around the Vallelunga racetrack. That was great fun, great fun. No helmet, wearing a GoPro on my head. I never did share the video from it. I can't remember why. I think it was because I found that the guys in my car was just a bit annoying on the video, really. Driving the Porsche at Silverstone was great as well, but I think what it showed to me was how good Gran Turismo is. I don't know why, but people have a go at the physics, and I think actually, I was in the Porsche, pretty good to me. I think a lot of sims are sort of very slidey. Can't see where I'm going at all there. That's quite a good place to lose a penalty, isn't it? When you're actually on a braking zone. Now, Christopher would like to see a Formula E game. Apparently, Formula E might be coming in some way to Gran Turismo Sport next year. So we will wait and see whether that's true. A big thank you to the viewers who are just enjoying some Christmas Eve practice. I hope you've got all your Christmas shopping all wrapped up and done now, because if you haven't, it's too late. You've got your mince pies, cups of tea, you've hung up your Christmas stockings ready for Father Christmas, and at the same time enjoying a bit of Alan company, because why not? Why not? It will be great when I start sort of showing off some of the new games, of course. Let's get this corner right now. No, no. Oh man, it's frustrating, isn't it? But this is all part of learning. I know what it is. You go to bed and then you get up the next morning and you get on it, and you're perfect at it. It's almost like your brain works it out when you go to bed. It's one of those situations where it's not happening tonight. Now, Bob's just saying to me that last corner before the long downhill straight, use the apex, stay on the wall longer. Last corner before the long downhill straight. Ah, yes, I'm getting on the power too soon. Okay. No, going too quickly that time. Oh, goodness viewers, it is proving to be challenging for me tonight. But we are working, we are improving. When you're learning a new course, you've got to put in the laps. But it does mean that when you go see me racing, I won't be terrible. I'll just be at cruising speed. But what we really need is the 2 minutes 15 lap times and 2 minutes 16 average, and then we'll be ready to actually race people and not be terrible. So let's see how we get on this time. So racing around here. Much quicker catching up with that car. Just shows how much lap time there is that I'm missing. So when you're an expert at this track, all of this seems very easy, and a lot of my mistakes probably look silly. But when you're learning the circuit, it's tricky. Come on, let's close on this guy. We know that we can brake a little bit earlier. We're going to try taking it in third this time rather than second. Didn't get as much as I'd hoped for there. Bob's probably done 3,500 laps virtually here. Wow. So you know this course like the back of your hand. Seeing me learning it must be excruciating. But I am getting there. I am getting there bit by bit. I am learning from where we started. We should gradually improve. Should have turned in a bit more there. That's messed me up all the way down the straight now. It is tough, isn't it? We've got Glyn Taylor Williams saying something. Something to say. So, let's see. Actually improving in some areas, but not bringing it all together. These curbs are lethal on this track as well, they really are. So we're going to be coming up to the end of the stream in a moment, viewers. Just a few more laps to go, and then after that I'm going to enjoy a Christmas tea break. And I just wanted to come on tonight and yes, well, it's nice to know actually, and to say to everybody who's watching, always feel free to say hello, in the chat. Let me know you're watching. You get to see your name up on the screen, and I'm always saying hello to everybody. Didn't get into the corner right there at all, but I've learned a lot in this laps I've been doing, and at least if I can just bring it together, all these little elements I'm learning, then next time I come on I'll be able to enter into a race. Just lap to your fingers, please. Absolutely, that's what we do. That's what we do. It'll have been 40 laps of the circuit, I think, by the time I'm all done, but at least a little bit too much going into the corner. We've got Joe Tape 13 on Twitch. You can see there also that we're just getting into that 1 minute 16 lap time, and that's good. That means that if we can just nail that, then we know when we go into a race we can say, right, I won't beat the crazy fast guys, but I won't be constantly at the back either. But we've just got to cut out little mistakes like that. Time every time. It's a very challenging corner to get right as well, because if you're too narrow in, it compromises your exit. It's, but we are learning. So Bob did 10 hours of driving here before he was confident, so if I can do it in a bit less, that will be handy. So lots of practice tonight, but you know, the thing is that I do a lot of this practice sometimes, like without any of you guys knowing, and it's only recently that I can stream everything. I think, well, if I'm going to sit here and do some practice, I may as well stream it, and then you guys can tune in and we can talk on here, which is great. Got 43 viewers. Hello to the 43 of you watching. Oh, wow. That's because we're going uphill. Of course, we don't use traction control, so I can sometimes get a little bit lively. Oh wow, Bob Jenkins just donated $5 through Super Chat. Oh brilliant, Bob, thank you very much. Our first donation on Team VVV. Really appreciate it. And a Merry Christmas to you too, so that's a nice that's nice to see. Much appreciated. Tough, isn't it? Lots of laps, lots of fluid draining now with this hot jumper I'm in. Not ideal racer wear. We're going to take in some fluid before we dehydrate too much in the race car. But we are making progress. We are making progress, viewers. Even if it is slow progress. Come on, close on it. Beat him, come on. Oh. Disaster, I got on the brakes, it just didn't hold that time. It's because I was carrying more speed than usual, that's why. Damn, always so much to account for, isn't there, in this racing lark? Bob says, don't spend it all in one place. As my granny would say. Thank you, Bob. I won't. I'll look after it. In fact, the plan is if we can get more people donating, the donations will just go into improving the stream, and lights and just bits and pieces, perhaps improving the connection and getting a PS4 Pro one day, stuff like that. But right now it's just improving it, and it's just, I just really appreciate it. It's just really nice. So thank you, Bob. I appreciate that. And yes, that corner, stay wider. And I've got to get my lines right. So frustrating, isn't it, to watch? But there is a lot of learning going on here. I'm trying different things, and when I do the racing, if you watch my races recently, you'll see that I'm quite consistent. I don't tend to crash. Well, I don't crash at all when I'm actually racing, and that's because I race well within myself, and so I have to create limits and then understand where those limits are, so that I can get through here, for example, consistently. It's just a little lift there, makes all the difference. Riding the brake there, a bit of trail braking. It's working. Braking quite late. Downhill we can shift a little bit earlier. Ghost is quite annoying at times like this. Kind of wish it would disappear when it was this close. Look at that, how much time we saved on the first sector. So it shows there's like way more time for me to find. Hey, we'll get there. Down, 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 double down. We've got 2 minutes 14 in here. We can get these last two corners right. Got the last corner wrong, lost 2/10, but we're finally we're into the 2:14s, and that is probably about it. A little bit of a break now, because that's been quite an intense 40 laps on that circuit, plus the laps we did before restarting. But that's improving things gradually. So lots of improvements to find, no doubt. And I think it just shows there's still lots of improvements to find. So we've got a 213 in us there. And just going to break, take the headphones off. Oh, rest the ears, viewers. Yeah, thank you for that, Bob. Really appreciate that. That's brilliant. And eventually names will come up on the screen. Actually, once we have 3 people donate, I think then the names start to appear. And it's really, really handy. I will have a drink on you. And do, as I say, when it comes to the forum, do say hello on the forums. I'm always on there, but at the moment there's not many people. So we want to get more on there. But listen, guys, this has been great tonight, just saying hello to everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas. You know, you have nice presents, enjoy time with your family, you make the most of it, enjoy the holidays. I hope you all get some nice games and steering wheels and God knows what else you guys get for Christmas, and enjoy it and have a really wonderful time. And above all, I just want to say a big thanks for all the people that have subscribed, have followed, and supported what we do, you know, here. Really appreciate it. You know, we try and cover all the racing games. It's hard playing them all really well, and they're all handled completely differently, and it's just great to have that support from you, the viewers, coming in here and enjoying all that stuff. But that's it from me for now. It's time for me to have a break after doing plenty of laps on Mount Panorama there. Fantastic circuit, lots to learn, and it's been good fun learning that this evening as well. So thanks for tuning in. That's it from me for now. FIA race on Boxing Day, of course, and there'll be more from me very soon.